the sun high in the sky? Who would hide from heaven's glory? Who would pass the challenge by? La 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 la.
There's a morning for every nation when the sun's high in the sky. There's a time for every people to affirm their destiny. La 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 la.
Even so, all of us together can create a better land. Leave the past, a new tomorrow waits for all who understand. There's a morning for every nation when the sun's high in the sky. There's a time for every people to affirm their destiny. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Even so, all of us together can create a better land. Leave the past, a new tomorrow waits for all who understand. La 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 la. Leave the past, a new tomorrow waits for all who understand. Lift your hearts up to the Lord.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Spread the news that He is joy. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Sing in the mountains, sing in the meadows, sing hallelujah, God is joy. Lift your hearts up to the Lord.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Spread the news that He is true. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Sing in the mountains, sing in the meadows, sing hallelujah, God is true. Lift your hearts up to the Lord. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Spread the news that He is love. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Sing in the mountains, sing in the meadows, sing hallelujah, God is love. Sing in the mountains, sing in the meadows, sing hallelujah, God is love. Jesus Christ is born this day. Hallelujah. Born to drive our night away. Hallelujah. Joy on the mountains, joy in the valleys, joy to the nations, Christ has come. Jesus Christ is born this day. Hallelujah. Born to drive all night away. Hallelujah, Christ has come. Joy, joy, joy in the valleys, joy to the nations, Christ has come. Jesus Christ is born this day. Hallelujah. Born to drive our night away. Hallelujah. Joy on the mountains, joy in the valleys, joy to the nations, Christ has come. Joy on the mountains, joy in the valleys, joy to the nations, Christ has come. Mother of wisdom, Now our souls call thee, make us thy own.
Happy Christmas, everyone. So nice to see you all. Thank you for coming. We wanted to read to you a letter from Master that he sent out to his spiritual family on Christmas. It's a combination of 2 letters that he wrote. Dear students and friends, the spiritual Christmas season will soon be here. What shall I give you? A bouquet of my highest hopes and blessings, that your consciousness may be newly awakened in blissful Christ consciousness. May the bird of your love escape from the cage of personal limitations and fly singing the song of Christ's truth through all hearts and minds. Remembering the original sacred significance of the Christmas holidays, holy days, he puts in parentheses, celebrate them by presenting your friends with inspiring ideas, noble books, and above all, with the example of your exalted nature and loving actions. Christ comes every year, newly cradled in our freshly awakened devotion. Though Jesus was born long ago, we are happy to find his Christ wisdom born in our joy every year at Christmas. Let us celebrate Christ in a new way this year, by remodeling the cradle of our consciousness and by decorating it with the dazzling soul qualities of brotherhood, humbleness, faith, meditative desire, willpower, self-control, renunciation, and unselfishness. These are the ornaments which our baby Christ ever loves to play with. We will celebrate his birth by exercising imperishable gifts, by making ourselves and our friends happier, by being better, and, and by more love of God. With the coming of the omnipresent baby Christ another time, the cradle of our consciousness will expand and improve and keep developing until it can fully hold him. Let us prepare to clean this cradle, rusty with selfishness, divine indifference, and sense attachments, by polishing it with deep, daily divine ecstasy, introspection, and discrimination, that we may celebrate the birth of the newborn babe of Christ consciousness on the coming Christmas, fittingly, everlastingly, and joyously. I wish you all an uplifting Christmas and an enlightening New Year. Blessings, P. Yogananda. It's really a joy to see you all, as Master said, a bouquet of good wishes. So he would also say, I love a bouquet of souls. And that's really what we see here. Everybody with joyful faces, some in elaborate, joyful colors. I heard there was a photo today. And so, to be ready, but good, that's the right spirit. If you didn't know there was a photo today, we have some alternative wardrobe outside. No, I'm joking. Everybody looks so wonderful. But really, it's the light in your eyes, and that light is a reflection or an expression of the light of your soul. Master said once when he was in ecstasy looking at all the disciples on New Year's, I think it was, but maybe another time, he said, you don't know how beautiful you are. I see you all as beings of light. And that's really true. That's something we can start to feel more and more, our identity with that light within us, that really is us. That's what keeps going lifetime after lifetime. Think of all the different clothes, speaking of clothes, that you've owned, worn in this lifetime, just this lifetime. Each one of those you could think of as an incarnation. And although they may be precious and they may be nice, and we may have fondness for them, we'd never think that they are us. And if they get torn, as Master said, if you have one dress and you like it so much and it tears, you weep as you try to mend it. But then once you see that it can't be fixed, you just throw it away and say, never mind, I'm done with it. And so he said, so even are not just this body and this lifetime in a big way, but even the experiences, these chapters of life that we go through. Sometimes we have joyful chapters. Sometimes we have quite painful ones. It's good to let them go once they've gone. No point in hanging on to them once they've gone. We can say, well, we don't want to hold on to the sad ones for sure, and fine. But let's make a point of letting them go. But what about the happy ones? Well, let them clear the decks for fresh new experiences. Just as Master said, the baby Christ consciousness is born every year. What are we going to do on one Christmas? Say, we're still remembering the last Christmas. It was too good. And so we won't have Christmas this year. There's no need for extra Christmas. No, there's no point of that. In fact, someone said that to Master once, that he had such a joyful meditation that he didn't want to meditate anymore, that he was hanging on to the memory of that joyful meditation. Master said, that's the silliest thing I've ever heard. He said, that's like not eating, hanging on to the memory of the previous sambar idli and so on. No, there's always more room for more sambar idli. So we want to always renew that joy. But really also, as you've heard, because we had the spiritual Christmas a few days ago.
So beautiful.
And thank you to the inverter. We might want to turn the fans on, seriously. Yeah.
Inverter.
Yeah. No, I said we might turn the fans on, sort of, yes, how does that weave into the image? No, like, let's turn the fans on. So, we celebrated the spiritual birthday of Christ on Sunday with the 8-hour meditation. We celebrated it last night, Christmas Eve, with a Kriya initiation, which was very beautiful and very powerful. I think it added to the joy that we're feeling now this morning in this temple, because it was a very sacred occasion. And yet, this is also the social birthday, and so of Christ, because that's another aspect, the inward and the outward. So outwardly, being able to spend time together, have fun together, which we're about to do in a little bit, but also in celebrating seriously the family that, as I said before, Master has given us, that he's brought us all together. Think of how few people who are so important to you now because of being Guru Bhais and fellow Kriya Bandhs and so on, who you didn't even know just even a few years ago. It's really quite something, because Swamiji again and again commented on how he felt he gathered a family of souls. He said when forming a community, because he wrote a book on forming communities, which is said to be the bestseller in its category, which he would often joke, as far as I know, it's the only book in its category. But he said, the most important ingredient for a successful community is one that I can't put in the book. He said, because I think we all, speaking to that crowd, were living together in the astral world and created a beautiful community there, and then said, well, let's go down and make one on earth. That's the secret. But, you have to do a lot of advanced planning for that. You have to start in the astral world, recruit everybody, and so it's too late once you're on earth. They're either coming or they're not. And we've all come. It's such a gift that Swamiji gave us when he came to Chennai and brought us all into each other's lives, really. And so for some of you, we've known for many years, even in this life, and for others, we've known for a long time before. And so we're still reconnecting and connected now. So that means a lot to us. It's something Dharmini said last night, and I just wanted to echo that it's very meaningful to us to have you in our lives, each of you. And the spirit just keeps getting better and better every year, both of the people who have been here and who are growing in spirit, but also the spirit of those who are coming, attracted, sort of entering the spiritual community at its present state. We're attracting beautiful souls also, Master's children. So in that spirit again, happy Christmas and thank you.